What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Tony Mo from Pixabyte, and today we are going to be taking a look at Anomaly 2, a real-time strategy game developed by 11-Bit Studios. The game just released and is available on Steam for $14.99. So let's dig into this. If you guys have played the first Anomaly, I believe it was called Anomaly Warzone, there's a few treats in this game for you. They definitely kind of updated the strategic feel of the game, made it much more difficult, and added just one or two big elements to the campaign, one of which is really going to change the way you play. So let's dive in here. You can see we have our commander guy, he's back, and we have two of our units here. These are the jackhammers. So let's talk a little bit about the interface first. That's probably one of the most important things in terms of an RTS, is really understanding how the entire game works. Now, most of the buttons are actually mapped to your mouse, so it's rather simple. We can scroll out the wheel, scroll down, we'll bring out our map view here. If you're really familiar with Anomaly, you'll understand how the route system works. We can essentially choose our route through the battlefield, which will alter the ETA, or estimated time arrival, to the next checkpoint, to the end of the game, to the end of that level, as well as allow us to maybe attack more enemies or attack less enemies, depending on how our situation is currently going. Now, to the top of the screen here, you can see we have our score bar, we have our timer, 15 seconds into the mission only, we have our resource counter. I'll show you guys the resources a little bit later on, but you can see here on our map, we have these are the resource representatives. Basically, these are used to upgrade our units, and to pick them up on the battlefield, you don't have to actually run over them or anything. Your units will simply target them, kill them, and then you will collect the resource automatically. To the left side, we have some of our specialty components. We have our repair mechanic and the decoy, and then we also have two more keys that essentially allow us to do exactly what we're doing now. One of them allows us to view our route, and then if we click in the middle mouse button, we can bring up our unit selection menu here. So here, we can modify the troops we currently have, sell them, upgrade them, or we can buy more units to add to our team. So we're going to stick with what we got. We should be all right here. Now, you can either use WASD to move your captain here around the head of the convoy here, or you can click on the screen, depending, whatever your comfort is, whatever you enjoy more. Now, you can see here the jackhammers here. One of their specialties about this unit, we'll scroll out and we'll click in and take a look at them quickly, is that the sledgehammer is all about long-range attack damage. But the problem is the way they're based like kind of a mortar, they can only fire straight ahead. So at the moment, that's all you're going to see right now. A little bit later on, you'll see one of the cool things that actually has been added to the campaign. Now, I mentioned there were two things. The second thing, I believe, has to do with the story. There are actually multiple endings to the campaign now, so depending on how you interact with the aliens throughout your mission, the game may end a little bit differently than somebody else's. Now, you see here, we took out that alien tower, and it's dropped a repair pickup. So, taking out enemies randomly drops either repairs or the distraction mechanic that we have there. It's always random, so you want to kill as many enemies as you can sometimes, just so you can pick up those power-ups there, because they're really going to benefit you on the battlefield. Now, to deploy them, you can see our head guy here is a little bit down on health. We're going to right-click. It's going to bring up our menu here. We're going to click Repair, and wherever our character is standing, that's where it's going to deploy either the decoy or the repair. So you see this guy drop the decoy. We got another decoy there. You can see they just shot one of those resources, so now we're up to 45. That's going to pick us up a little bit here. Now, we're really going to start to get into a fray here, so I'm going to head through here. I'm going to repair our guys as much as we can. I'm going to try and talk a little bit about the story of the game. In the first Anomaly, basically, the aliens were the Anomaly. We didn't know what they were. They came to Earth, they ravaged the planet, attacked us, and now in this game, it's some years. The first game took place in 2018, was initially when the aliens came. It's a little bit after that, and basically the humans are on the run now. They're scavenging. Their world has been turned to nothing. You can see it's frozen. There's snow everywhere, and these alien robots are just feeding off of the planet, and the humans basically have to scavenge and survive in what are now convoys. There's just the convoy you're in is called Yukon. You're the head of the Yukon convoy. You're just trying to survive and take out as many of these aliens as you can while trying to take back the planet, essentially. Now you can see here's the morph mechanic. We can actually morph all of our units into other abilities, kind of like Gundams, I guess you could say. So we're going to double click on our sledgehammers here, and they're going to turn into rocket hammers. We can also click on our hellhound, and he is going to turn into I believe it's called the Wolfhound. I'm not actually sure. Let's click in and we'll see. So you can see there, now we have the two stats for the Sledgehammer and for the Rocket Hammer. And then we also have the Assault Hound and the Hellhound. Now, basically, this is a really important mechanic of the game. This is the big change they've made to the campaign. I mean, most of the campaign is gonna be familiar if you played the first Anomaly, apart from the story and the setting. This is really the change. You really now have to worry about what mode your units are in order to use them effectively in each combat situation. The Assault Hound is, kind of the good medium. It doesn't really have that much armor or attack power, and it's more for long range. But if you switch to the Hellhound, that's all about CQB. He has two flamethrowers on each side. He's going to be able to run through these buildings if you're in tight areas and just torch everything. Now, in terms of the sledgehammer, this is probably the most massive difference. As I said, the sledgehammer is basically a mortar unit. It's all about long range. You can only fire straight ahead. If we switch it to the rocket hammer can actually rotate, fire in multiple directions. And while he doesn't have as much range capability, and he's a little less armored, his attack is a lot stronger, actually. So we'll hop out again here, navigate through the environment. We're actually going to switch him back. One cool thing about the Assault Hound there is his machine gun, while it starts off slow, it will actually build up and become more and more rapid firing. So the fire rate will increase and it'll do that much more damage. Now you can see we've run into a sort of a new tower here. These are the behemoths. These guys, they really don't want to mess around with them. So what we're going to do is run behind him. We're going to throw down a decoy here, make sure he's in the area of that decoy. He's going to turn around and get distracted. We're going to keep heals up on our guys here. We're actually losing some of them. I'm playing the game on normal, so you can kind of see that if you played this game on... Oh, man, it's not gone well. It's not gone well, to be honest. Let's get a decoy up. If you play this game on the hard difficulty, you're in for one hell of a challenge, I have to say. It's not an easy game, and it really rewards people who are... If you love RTS games, I mean, if you love the first Anomaly, you're definitely going to love Anomaly 2. And if you've never checked out the Anomaly games, I strongly recommend checking out Anomaly 2. I mean, it's just a... It's a fantastic take on the RTS series. Being able to actually move around to the world like this is just, it's such a fresh thing, you know? When you think RTS, I kind of think StarCraft, Command and Conquer. While you kind of move through the environments, it's just cool having this route system. It's such a unique idea. I loved it in the first Anomaly, and I'm glad it's actually back for the second game. And I really like the morph idea. That's an awesome tweak. The other big thing that really got me with the campaign for this game is the setting. I love how it's like, you know, Earth is ravaged. Well, that's something many games do. I'm a sucker for apocalyptic kind of things, and I like how the whole planet's kind of frozen, the aliens are feeding off it, and we now have to survive. It's just, there's something about it, it's just cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, there's one other major addition to the Anomaly series that's been brought to Anomaly 2, which you guys sadly won't see here, but it is the new multiplayer component. Now, while it's an RTS at heart, it does have the tower defense mechanic in the enemy setting. So what they've done with the multiplayer is allowed one player to play as the humans like we're doing here. We can move through the level. We have all our strategy capabilities, and the other player actually lays down enemy alien towers. They play as the aliens and try and take that person out. So I think that's a pretty neat multiplayer component. It's pretty cool they brought it into the game. Now as you go through the game, you're going to be picking up more unit types. You're going to be picking up different abilities like the repair and the decoy here. And one thing you'll notice as well about the level design, as soon as I morph these guys quickly so we can get moving again, I'll zoom out here, is that not all the missions are just point to point. You don't just go from one end to the other end to succeed. At this mission, when we get to the end here, we actually have a new objective. We have to clear out this entire area this time. So it's another strategic element they've added to the game to increase the difficulty a bit. And I think RTS fans, and especially Anomaly fans, are really going to enjoy Anomaly 2. But definitely check this game out, guys. Like I said, if you were a fan of the first game, I strongly recommend giving this game a try. It's the small improvements they've made to the game, while it doesn't seem a lot in terms of, you know, actual new mechanics, it changes the game. It makes a world of a difference. Definitely check it out. As always, we will have a link in the description below if you are interested. And for more awesome RTS games like Anomaly 2, be sure to subscribe to us here on Pixabyte. Till next time, it's been Tony Mo, and I'll see you in the convoy, soldier.